So Eva, what are your expectations for Copenhagen Fashion Week? It just started.
It just started and we came through, I think, a most amazing day. I think one show after the other was like even surprising me, and I'm like an old rat. I've seen quite a bit of shows and it takes a little bit to impress me these days, but I think it's been a great day. I'm very excited.
Definitely. And you mentioned at the press conference that menswear and children's wear are the two sort of hot things going on. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Sure. I think for one thing, we started out with Copenhagen Fur presenting like a full range of fur for men. 6 different designers take on men's fur, and I thought that was super interesting and exciting. I'm not sure my husband would fit into all of them, but a lot of inspiration to be picked up on. And that brought me also to think that I actually think that there's a vogue going right now in Danish fashion, but maybe even in Scandinavian fashion, on a new take on menswear, a new look for men. And I think some of the brands that are ruling that scene is Woodwood, Henrik Vibskov, Soulland, Asger Juhl Larsen, Jean-Philippe, Peter Jensen. We're missing David Anderson, but there's even, all the more classical looks, but still with a little twist, like the Bruns Bazaar, Mads Nørgaard. I thought the sand fashion for men was also super elegant this evening. So I think there's definitely like something happening with Danish fashion and menswear. And on another hand, I think we also have a storyline to tell internationally about kidswear. Because there is a good tradition in the Danish industry, in the Danish, not industry, but in the Danish culture of allowing kids to be kids. Allowing them to dress like kids and to play and get dirty and be outside in any kind of weather, because it's always crap in Denmark anyway. And I think that also reflects in the way that we do kids fashion. And I think a lot of kids fashion is actually also being sold abroad because of those values, because you actually have a good embracive culture around kids fashion. This time we have 4 single brand fashion shows with kids. And it has like its own schedule now. It's all gathered at Bella Center and Sif Kids. And I think we're going to see a lot more rising on the kids fashion scene in Denmark as well.
Absolutely, and it's always fun to see them playing on the runway. Yeah. And then finally, Eva, how do you feel that Copenhagen Fashion Week is influential in branding Danish design and fashion internationally?
But I think Copenhagen Fashion Week is, I think, the one biggest international event we have twice a year in Copenhagen, attracting maybe 20,000 people from abroad. And by even just by that, I think it's a super important event. I think it's super important that the entire city participates in that, in order to give these foreigners an opinion of Denmark and Copenhagen as a cool place to be, to buy fashion, but also to go out and to do shopping and to explore cultural sites. And it's a quite stunning city. It's a little bit dark and a little bit cold these days, but in the summertime it's a quite nice place to be. So I think Copenhagen Fashion Week serves an important purpose in terms of branding Denmark and branding both Danish fashion but also Copenhagen as a city.